Hello. Today I want to talk about another part of justice system in WA with which I had some sort of interaction. I wish to talk about WA's Corruption and Crime Commission, or also known as CCC. This commission is supposed to be the anti-corruption body, main anti-corruption body in WA. Technically was formed under the Corruption, Crime and Misconduct Act of WA, also known as CCM Act. The irony of a story about this commission, which is supposed to be anti-corruption body in WA, the main anti-corruption body in WA, and control government officials to not become corrupt, is the current formation of this commission. In 2021, the current commissioner of CCC was reappointed for the position by Western Australian government, which was a controversial move by government, because it was not possible for commissioner to be reappointed, but then there were lots of debates about it. And after that, there were some legislative ambiguity around it. However, after that controversial things that happened around it, those ambiguous part of the legislation was somehow addressed, and there were some mechanism established in the act that obliged government and state government to go through a process of consultation with top judicial official of the state to appoint any commissioner or deputy commissioner. In 2024, there were time to appoint a deputy commissioner. Then Western Australian government and Premier Roger Cook blatantly breached the law, didn't have any regard for those committees that should have been established to have consultation and the process of choosing a deputy commissioner, and they just appointed a deputy commissioner as their wish without any regard for law. So looking at this commission with this formation, with this history, so you expect this commission to be able to technically control the state of corruption and check that, for example, if the premier or the parliament members of the state, especially those in the ruling party, are engaged in any corrupt act, and so on and so forth. So you can tell that this is a corrupt commission by itself, and there is no capacity of such a body with these way of intervention of government officials in appointing the main figures of this anti-corruption body to be able to control the state of corruption in WA. So that's a joke about this anti-corruption. Technically, that's a joke about this corrupt anti-corruption CCC of WA. we can see in other states the equivalent or counterpart of this like commission. For example, in NSW has accused premiers of corrupt act and similar officials, but here in WA we are deprived of it because the same reason the ruling party Labour in WA is forming, instead of forming a state government based on true liberal democratic values and transparency, now they are under Roger Cook and with the following their spiritual leaders, the crime mastermind John Quigley, former Attorney General, who is the designer of this chaos. Now they are forming a criminal agency, is replacing the state government, a proper state government, responsible and proper state government. So unfortunately, unlike other part of Australia that we have corruption, but mostly it's kind of a patchy corruption, we have systematic corruption in WA. It's very dangerous. We have systematic corruption in WA, like Russia, like Iran, like Venezuela. This is the situation in WA. We have systematic corruption. And in these situations, and for example, this same event that I mentioned about appointment of deputy commissioner in 2024, it is on Chief Justice of Supreme Court of a state to stand for justice, like he is or she is technically guardian of justice in each state. Unfortunately, we have Peter Quinlan. He's himself part of this criminal arrangement, and he's himself extremely dirty and corrupt and involved. So no one is here to protect justice except for some part of the Supreme Court, because there are very dignified judges in Supreme Court. Administration of Supreme Court is in the hand of a corrupt person, Peter Quinlan. However, and also a few other judges who have been following him in this pattern of corruption. However, other judges, I would even guess most of the judges of Supreme Court of WA are very dignified judicial officers, which is the only hope that I have. And yes, that's the situation with Triple C, which is technically a big joke in a state of WA. I think that's enough for today. See you soon. Bye.